Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we are diving into Nemesis Retaliation. That's right. I have been waiting forever for this game. I am super pumped to bring this to the table. This is our time to shine. The last two iterations of Nemesis, we have been stalking around the corners, hoping to try to find a way to survive. But this time we're going in, guns blazing, prepared for what's there. Or are we? We will have to see. We're going to play a two-player co-op game of Nemesis Retaliation. I'm going to go through an entire setup for you, and then we're going to dive into the game. Of course, there will be timestamps in this video so that as you're watching it, you can go to the parts that you want to see. All right, are you excited to see Nemesis Retaliation in all its glory? If so, then I need you to meet me at the table. The first thing to do for Nemesis Retaliation is get your board set up. So we have all the different sections of the board all in line with each other. We're going to be going through each one of these areas of the board and explaining what you're seeing on there. But this is the setup of the board. The board does take up quite a bit of space. And of course, off to the side, we have all the rest of the stuff. I have a 3-foot by 5-foot gaming table, and this game laid out with all the components pretty much does cover everything you have for a two-player game. Of course, some of the stuff can be off screen. You could put those somewhere if you needed to. And of course, some of these other materials as well off to the side on a different table if you wanted to, if you only had a smaller table. But do know that I have a 3-foot by 5-foot table, and I would say this does take up a majority of the table. The first section we're going to set up is our hibernatorium. The hibernatorium does come in undiscovered. As we play through the game, we'll be able to discover this, and we will remove this, giving the hibernation and the ability to be used. Also out here, we have the anti-aircraft gun. It is these two things here. As we play through the game, our craft may come to try to save us. But if the anti-aircraft gun is active, it will not be able to save us. So we have to mix these up real good, so we don't know what is what here. We're going to give them a good old truffle shuffle, shake them up real good inside our hands. There we go. Get them ready to go. And we're going to place them right here in the anti-aircraft area. Now, I do have the upgraded components for Nemesis Retaliation. I'm going to place this right on top. It's kind of cool. It does fit right on top of the actual things there. So this is our anti-aircraft gun ready to shoot down things. Maybe I should face it that way. It's probably ready to shoot things out of the sky as they're coming towards the base. There we go. Now, of course, this also denotes that the hibernatorium is not active or it's broken. And then this shows that it'll be all set to go. We also have data tokens up here. These may be used for some of the missions that people may have to perform. And if you do, you'll be able to gather some of those. This is life support. There are 3 sections. As you can see, there's one over here as well. There are 3 sections in this game. There's an A section, a B section, and a C section. The A section ends here. This is all B, and the C section starts over here. There is oxygen in each of these 3 sections, and it is off at this moment. We are going into an unoxygenated area. We have to find a way to either turn it on or bring enough oxygen with us to survive. The next section we have is our countdown track here. Our round marker is up on the 1 that's going to go down the turn track here. Here is our lander. The lander is one of the upgraded components that came with the pledge. This is the 10 spot here. You're going to put it right on there. Now you're going to have cards that could potentially move this up and down, and if this ever reaches the same spot as this, then the lander is going to come in for a landing. But of course, remember, we have to check our anti-aircraft gun up there, and it might blow it up. We also have an auto-destruct token here that, if activated, we'll place that out onto the rounds as well, and if that turn marker reaches it, it will blow the base up. Now this section of the board is super unique to Nemesis Retaliation. I think this is super cool. Sadly, we're not going to be using it. When you play solo co-op, this does not come into effect, but when you're playing semi-co-op, you're going to put a mission task here. There are many mission tasks that you have to do. On top of that, every player playing is going to be given 2 different ulterior objectives, which could be personal objective or corporation objectives or things of that nature. And when you decide what objective you're going to do, you're going to claim that you're got your objective choice ready to go. and then you're going to move a marker down. Every time you move the marker down, you're going to gain that many action cards that you can use on that turn. So if you really need to do something, this is a way to make it happen. Of course, we're not going to be using this during solo co-op because, of course, we want to complete the missions together. And during the solo co-op game, you're going to draw a solo co-op task for every player playing. And in order to succeed, you have to succeed at every one of the tasks. Of course, you can make things easier or more difficult by drawing less or more of them, depending on who you're playing with and how you want the game to unfold. Next, we'll set up our robot. This is the robot that we have, the body of it, I should say. We do have tops for the robots, and they all are equal to one of these cards here. We're going to shuffle these up. There is a robot in here that could potentially help us. We're going to give these a good old truffle shuffle. We're going to draw one out and place it right there. What robot is it? We don't know yet. We'll have to find out when we uncover the robot. And that's going to happen when a room is connected to the hibernatorium. Then we'll reveal the robot card. We are going to return the rest of these to the box. Over here, we're going to find the queen's area of the board. We're going to place a universal marker right there on 0. Whenever the queen takes damage, she's going to bring this token up, and whenever it hits this side, we're going to draw a card and we're going to resolve it. Now I'm going to take all these cards and shuffle them up. If you ever have to draw a card and there aren't any here, you're able to kill the queen. And who knows, one of our missions might be that. This is the nest. In the nest, there are 5 eggs. There can be some more that are sitting up here. And again, our life support section is off. At this point, I have shuffled up the A, B, and C guards, or rooms, I should say, and they've also shuffled all of these unknown ones as well. These are the corridor tiles. I've shuffled all of those, along with all of these cards here, the items, the normal items, the medical items, and the military items. And above them, I don't think you can see it, there are some serious wound cards up there. I've done that as well. We have all of our intruders in this box right here, ready to take them out so we can destroy them and put them back in the box. We want the intruders in the box. Back at the landing zone, we have put out 4 of the different tactical items that you can gain. When you come back to landing zone, you have the option of picking some of these up. We have bullets, grenades, health, and we also have some oxygen. Remember, without the oxygen life support on, we're going to be spending oxygen quite a bit. We have just a couple things left to get our board set up. The first thing is we have to take 3 unexplored corridors and place them out next to the landing zone. 1, 2, and then the third one is going to go on top. Before we do that, I'm going to reveal it and talk about it. What you see on this is this number here is the noise value of the card. So we're going to place that down. If you ever have to roll for noise and you get a 4, it's going to add that corridor. It'll work with that corridor. This is a 1 and this is a 2. Now, interestingly enough, if you look at this card, it has a 1 and a 2 on it. That means that this can be played at a more difficult mode, where if you roll a 1 or 2, then that would actually suffice to activate that corridor. So there we go. These guys are all set up. We have just one more thing left to do, and that's put our little guy right there in the hibernatorium. That's our robot. We're going to set up our intruders. The group we're going to be playing against are the Primebloods. They are the ones that come in the core game. The Primebloods do have 3 different decks: the event deck, the attack deck, and the exploration deck. This right here is going to be the contamination deck, which I've put our scanner next to that we may have to scan. These are all the different tokens we're going to use for our enemies here. These are the larvae. These are the adults. This is the queen right there, and this is the drones right in that area there. We also have a blank token as well that we'll be probably placing in the bag, which is what we're going to have to set up next. And what is placed into our bag is the blank token, 2 of these, what do you call them? These are the larvae. 2 larva tokens. We'll place those into the bag, and then we're going to take 3 random adult tokens here. 1, 2, and there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we got our 3 tokens in there. Or sorry, there's like 6 now. Now, of course, we also take 1 additional random adult token for each character participating in the game. We have 2 characters today, so we're going to put 2 more in there. So we'll shake that up, and that's our intruder bag. It is ready to go. I'll put that to the side so you have that ready to go. The other thing we need is this. This is going to be our player aid or player reference for the Primebloods. We have when the queen is alive, and we also have a side for when the queen is dead. Now we're of course going to be playing on when the queen is alive, so we have that ready to go. So we need to reference it when we have to do one of these things. We'll just reference it. Yeah. The game does come with a handy dandy tray that holds everything we need: malfunction markers, fire markers, noise markers. These are all of the different tactical gear. These are our secure tokens here. We want to make things secure so they can't jump in and kill us. And then these are our universal markers. We do have some doors right here, which are going to be awesome. These are the ones that can open and close. These, again, are the upgraded components that came with the pledge. I did decide to add a twist. I'm adding a twist to the game. That's right. What better way to make a horror movie have something fun than have a twist in it? That's right. So we are going to be playing with what is called the Insider. This is inside of the stretch goals box. This is somebody that could potentially be hostile to you, or it could be your friend, a friendly intruder. But what is it going to be? I don't know. We'll have to find out. We're going to, as we go through this headquarters, or what do you call it? Wherever we are. As we go through the mission here and we walk through this area, we may find this person floating around. They're going to be found inside of our exploration deck. So we'll have to see where and what this person is up to. Now it's time to set up our players. We're playing with two. The first one, of course, I should say both of these players were chosen by my Patreon supporters. So if you're interested in influencing the games that Colin and I play, please check out the link to the Patreon. It's located in the description of this video. They have chosen the two characters we are going to play. The first one we are going to play with is the Medic. That's right, medical support. Our medical support is the first character we're going to play with. What you're going to do is grab the player dashboard right here. What you're seeing on there, the only thing that matters is this star value right down here. That's, I guess you could say, how much command they have in the game. There are cards that could potentially move characters or make them do things based on whether or not they have more or less command. And this person at a 2 is going to be taking a lot of orders from people. We're going to set the oxygen level at 7. Now I will warn you, these dials actually do spin pretty, whee, look at it go. So it is kind of nice to have it on the table so that I can keep that from spinning too hard, too fast and too much. All right. We have our character board, and now we're going to we have our cards, we have our action cards. Oh, this is super cool. I'm super pumped to play this. All right, each character does have usually about 5 or 6 basic cards that everybody has. One of them, for example, is Secure. This is one of the cards everybody has. And you know what? I'm going to go through these as we play. That way I can explain them during the playthrough. We're just going to shuffle these up and put them right over here for us to be able to hold and grab hold of and have and not move my oxygen marker around. Also, when you play, you're going to gain a backpack, which is a tray right here that you can put here that can then have your cards. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to be able to play my cards out here. When you're playing, of course, semi-co-op, you don't always want people to know what you have. But since I'm playing co-op or solo co-op by myself, I might as well just be able to have all the cards readily available. The next thing I'm going to take is my item. Every person does have an item. The medical support character comes with a carbine. It's a ranged weapon heavy. It says shoot, and after you don't kill an intruder, deal it 1 hit. That's fantastic. I put it right there. I'm going to move these down a little bit because, as you can see, there's a little red tab on that gun. And these guys came in prepared. They're ready to fight or maybe heal people. So they do get their item ready to go. So I'm going to put that right there. The carbine is loaded and ready to fire. Now, when you're not playing solo co-op, you're going to draw cards and you're going to draft your characters. But for the simplicity of this, I just wanted the Patreon supporters to be able to decide who we're playing with. The one thing I do have to do is I have to shuffle this up. I'm going to shuffle these 2 cards. So these are our player cards, but more importantly, it's going to show who is going to go first. She is going to be our first player, and it's going to go through all the things you do on your player phase. Then after you pass, it's going to go to the intruder phase, the event phase, and the cleanup phase. And we're going to go through, of course, all that during the playthrough, but just know she is first. So she is going to gain the first player token, which is right here. I'm going to put that right there so it reminds myself that she is first. And then we need to get our character miniature, which is right here. I have not had a chance to paint these up yet. These are sun-dropped from the pledge, but because they're in black and with this dark ink on them, you can paint these up. And if you're interested in seeing these being painted up, I will be doing a painting video, and maybe I'll even get these painted up during the playthrough. So they might all of a sudden magically appear painted. We'll see how it goes. But if you're interested in seeing these, join me for some live painting sessions where we paint up the characters to Nemesis. The second character chosen by my Patreon supporters is going to be the combat engineer. He's coming in. He's like actually walking around in what looks like a loader. Look at this guy. He's like walking around a loader. So we're going to get him all painted up because that's going to look super cool. He's got his action deck right here. I'm going to give this a good old truffle shuffle and ready to go. We'll put this over here. I do have my own gun here, which is going to be the combat engineer's character's item. He's got an automatic shotgun because he keeps this handy for close encounters. Before shooting, deal 1 hit more. Then if I do get a critical hit on the enemy, I have to spend my ammo if able. So we'll put this right here, and we'll put an ammo one on it because, of course, these all come in at full power and ready to go. We'll put that right there. Now notice these tactical items belt spots right there. We get to choose items, but before we do, I want to see what other items we have available to us. Before we look at those cards, I do want to mention that these also do come with colored rings that you can put down on these so you can figure out which one is which. This guy would normally have like a orange ring to him, where my medic would have the purple ring so you'd know where your character is. Now when I paint these up, I'll actually paint this base that orange color so that I'll have access, so I'll know exactly where that person is on the board. The next step in creating our characters is we get to do the support equipment draft. Now, when you're playing semi-co-op, this is going to be a huge deal. But when we're playing co-op here, this isn't going to be the biggest deal on the planet because I get to choose what I want for the players. But normally when you're playing semi-co-op, you're going to draft these cards in the order in which you are going. So, for example, in this case, our medic would be the first one to draft something. And this could be something that could give life or death to you or your characters that you are with. So we're going to give these a triple shuffle. We're going to place out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. We got our 7 cards all laid out. And no, it's not mysterious. You don't just pick one randomly. You get to look at all of them. So let's flip them all over here and see what we have. We got a tactical vest. We've got some portable devices. We've got scanners. We've got guns. We've got everything here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, let's look at all of these and figure out which would be the best for our characters here. First, we have a tactical hatchet. First off, if you're in melee combat with any intruder, it's usually a bad thing. Melee attack, deal this instead of rolling the shoot die and place a malfunction on this weapon. If there's ever 2 malfunctions on a weapon, the weapon is discarded. So technically you could probably use this twice before it is gone. Next, we have perimeter security device. Whenever you discover a new room, ignore the bottom part of the card, the secondary part of the card, for all sources. Whenever you discover a new room, ignore, oh my gosh, that's unbelievably powerful. Next one, support robot controller. Activate the robot anywhere in the facility or place the robot in your room, even if the hibernatorium is not discovered yet. In that case, reveal the card. Oh, wow. These are some really good things. Now, I do want you to know this symbol means I cannot use that in combat. Next thing, noise scanner. Discard 1 from any corridor in the facility to roll a noise die. If the result is the same as the corridor's noise value, draw an intruder token from the bag and resolve it in the chosen corridor. Okay, then we have a handgun. I think this is going to get totally vetoed. I can burst, -1 burst, -1 to shoot. Who would ever want that? All right, next we have this. Tactical armor. When you lose health as a result of an intruder attack, lose 1 fewer health. And if you notice, this has a green symbol on it. So that means, yes, it does come with one of these already attached to it and ready to be used if needed. Next, we have the portable device. This says, if you are in a room with a computer or a life support control room, use the room even if it's damaged. Okay, so that's kind of you kind of can use that every once in a while. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is bonkers. I'm going to keep this. Now, if you notice, some of these are sideways and some of these are up and down. Any items that are sideways are going to be considered heavy items. And you can only ever hold 2 heavy items, one on your left and one on your right. If you ever have to carry the egg around, an egg is considered a heavy item. So at this point, I'm going to bring this perimeter security device. I don't think there's any reason not to take that. That sounds super good. I'm giving that to the medic. The medic is choosing first and choosing that. Okay, next. Oh, these all are so good. But I think I'm going to give the tactical armor to my combat engineer. He's going to take the tactical armor. This hatchet is super good, but I don't ever want to be in melee combat. I think I got shotguns, I've got guns, I'm going to have bullets. I don't think I'll need this, do I? This would be pretty good, but I think it's going to be very situational. This is situational as well, because if you do roll the same number, you're going to have intruders coming after you. This hand cannon is absolutely garbage. I don't want that at all. And then the supporting robot. Ooh, it's also really good. Okay, we're gonna take the tactical armor though. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take tactical armor. Now the rest of these are all gonna get discarded, but all the rest of the supporting equipment is gonna go to the side because something in this facility may make you draw one of those as time goes on, but we're never gonna see these again. These are all going to be discarded. Now that vest is going to fit right here. It's going to go right in this slot here. If I ever have to take a heavy wound, actually I'll slide right underneath, just like that, boom. Okay, I'm going to put it right there. I've got this thing attached to it. We'll put it right there so it's ready to go. So if I ever want to, I can use that. Now, if I ever get injured, as I get injured and I have to take damage, if this ever ticks into where this is, I have to discard this. This isn't like a free set of armor or anything. It's going to eventually get destroyed if I fall into the heavily injured area. The last thing our tactical engineer has to do is grab 4 tactical items. He's going to grab a grenade, a bunch of bullets, so he can load his gun if he needs to. He's going to grab oxygen, and then the last thing he's going to grab is, oh, nope, he's got it. 2 grenades, a gun, bullets, and an oxygen. That'll be fantastic for him. Our medical person here, our medical support person, is going to grab a few tactical items as well. The first one she is going to grab is going to be I think she's going to grab a health kit. She's going to grab 2 health kits because she's going to keep everybody healthy. Grab 2 health kits. Then she's going to grab an oxygen, and she's going to grab a bunch of bullets so that she can shoot things too. There we go. Our guys are loaded up here and ready to go. But first, we have to know what our 2 objectives are going to be. So we're going to give them a truffle shuffle here. You can figure out what objectives we're going to have to draw 1 for each person that is playing. So that means we have to draw 2 of these objectives. The first one we have to succeed at is systems backup. The robot must be in the reactor room in Sector C. That's one of the missions we have to do. The other one is face off. The queen must be dead. Oh my gosh, that's going to be tough. Okay, so those are the 2 objectives that we have to perform. To start the game, we have to draw 5 cards for both of our characters. We'll give these cards a good old truffle shuffle here. Draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our first turn. Going to the first turn, we're going to see what we got. We have explosives. I can discard a grenade to place a new corridor leading from your room into another discovered room. Or if you're in a room with one of those symbols, I can just gain a grenade. Oh, that's going to be awesome. He's going to throw grenades all over. Chain of commands. Oh, this is the one I'm talking about. This can either move the lander, or I can choose a lower ranking individual in your room or neighboring one and make the chosen person move, shoot, or burst. And I get to make all the choices to where that goes. Now, of course, the other person you're playing semi-co-op could play this card to prevent that from happening if they wanted to. We have fast secure. I can just place 2 tokens or reinforce 1 empty adjacent corridor that leads to a room with a person or the robot. So that'd be good because if you are able to secure the corridor, it's going to flip the corridor over to the other side, and notice the values go to 0. And you can't roll 0 on the die. So no longer can you place noise in that. Now people and enemies and things can still run through the corridors and such, but it's never going to be placing noise there anymore, which is super good. Then we got our rest. I can resolve the infection procedure, which we'll talk about as we play through the game if we have to. We don't want to, but we might. Then we can remove all non-infected cards from the game instead of discarding them. And here's the way the infection procedure works. I'm going to talk about it right now. Scan all contamination in your hand, and if any of them are infected, place a larva on your character board. Then discard all contaminations from your hand. Larvae are bad. Next, tactical retreat. I can discard an action card to spend bullets from your ranged weapon to move through any empty corridor. You may move any other characters or people with you if they agree to. They do not make noise rolls. During the movement, prevent all intruder attacks. That's super good. So those are the 5 cards that he has available to him. Now we're going to put him onto the landing zone ready to go. Moving to our medic, she is also going to grab 5 cards. We're going to give these a good old truffle shuffle and see what 5 cards she is able to pull out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 right here. First one, demolition. Destroy 1 accessible door, or you can break a room. I don't know why I'd ever want to do that, but maybe in the semi-co-op it might help you. Repairs. I can discard a card to repair a room. That's fantastic. Next one is rest. Same as the other guy. Then we have secure. Same as, now he has quick secure. I have just secure. I can discard a card to reinforce 1 empty adjacent corridor that leads to a room with a character or a robot. That's something you can do. Chain of command is the same one he has. There we go. Those are her cards, and she is going to be placed out onto the landing zone. And since she has the first player token, she will go first. The way this game works is players are going to go back and forth taking turns. We're going to start by having the first player, which is our medic. She's going to perform 2 actions. If she's in an area where there's no oxygen at the end of her 2 actions, she's going to lose 1 health. And also, she's in a room that's on fire. After her 2 actions, she's going to lose 1 health. Once she performs 2 actions, it'll pass over to our next character over here, the combat engineer. there, then he will take 2 actions. If at any point you do not take 2 actions or choose not to take 2 actions, you can choose to pass. Now remember, you have to take 2 actions. You can't take 1 action and then send it over to the other person and then come back to your turn. You have to take 2 actions, or one of the actions you're using is to pass. Once you pass, both players pass, I should say, we are going to move to the back side of this. So here we are. We're going to start with our first player performing 2 actions. The actions these players can perform are either the actions found on the cards, or I can discard a card, which is shown here. I can discard 1 action to perform one of the actions on my board here, or I could do 2 cards to do what's on the bottom part. The first one is going to be make a move, which means I just move to the next room. You never move, you never end in corridors, you always go from room to room. Next, we could also spend 1 card or one of our actions to place a secure token in the room. We can fire a shot into a room. We can fire a burst into a corridor, which can kill multiple intruders. We can melee attack. We can use an item. We can activate the robot. We can also trade with people in the room with us. And you can trade with as many people in the room that are willing to and wanting to trade with you, but you're the only person that has to spend the action to do it. Then we can also use a tactical gear token if we wish to for 1 action. The bottom actions cost 2 cards, and that's use the room or make a cautious move. Now, if you move cautiously, once you end in the room, you can put a secure token there if you wish to, which if an enemy appears in that room, it would normally attack you on sight. But with secure token, it does remove the secure token, removes an attack from an enemy. In this lovely turn of events, we have to get the robot to the reactor room, and we have to kill the queen. Whew, the queen's going to be tough to kill. We got to find a lot of good guns. All right. First thing we're going to do is we are going to discard our rest card. We are going to spend that card. We're not going to rest. We're going to discard the card in order to perform one of our actions on our board, and that's going to be the move action. So our medic is going to move over to that room right there. Once you move over to this room and declare that you're moving there, you then draw an exploration card from the cards for that faction. We're playing the Primebloods. So we're going to draw this one. It says, place the room, a question mark. Oh, that's kind of cool. And remember, place a secure token if you're moving cautiously. Oh, and look at this. Entrance effect. Resolve one of these. No, we don't have to do that. Remove this card from the game. I don't have to do this. We do not have to do the entrance effect because we have this. Oh my gosh, this thing will be awesome. Whenever you discover a room, ignore this result from all sources. So we're going to ignore the result. We're going to ignore that result. Woohoo! We're going to take our top question mark little room here and see what we found. We have found sprinkler controls. All right, sprinkler controls. Put it right there. It has a, what do you call it? A computer in it. So that means if I have a way of using computers, I can do that. I can also discard all fire from a chosen section using this room. We move my character in there. Then, according to this, we're going to place this down just like this. This is north. North is always up. It's located on part of the board setup. North is this way. So we're going to take the unknown corridors. We're going to set them up. We're going to put 1 right here. We're going to place 1 down here. And we're going to place another one down here. Now, something I do want to mention while I'm placing these corridors out is if there was a room already discovered in this position right here, and I went to place down my corridors, this corridor would not be placed. And that's because corridors just don't magically appear in 2 rooms that have already been discovered. But since it has not been discovered, I will be able to put all these out here. Once I do that, I do have to put a noise token into this room, or this corridor, I apologize, up there. Then it does say I have to roll for noise, I think is what it says here. We have to, oh no, we just put all those in there. According to our card, we do not roll for noise because it's not on the card. If we were just moving into a place, we would roll for noise, but the card dictates kind of how that all gets set up and what happens to us. But we were, instead of rolling for noise, we were going to have to deal with something popping up and probably killing us, but we got lucky, and because we have our perimeter security device, we knew that was coming and nothing happened. Now, that's our first action. We're going to go to our second action now. This particular room seems pretty awesome. It has a lot of branching paths to a lot of neat places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place secure. I'm going to place 2 secure tokens in that room. The most you can have in a room, I believe, is 3. So we still could put 1 more there if we wish to. Now that we've completed our 2 actions, before we do go over to the Combat Engineer, I do have to lose 1 oxygen because I am in an area without oxygen that is on. Those are her 2 actions. It's going to move on over to our combat engineer. It is his turn. He gets to take 2 actions. I think the first one we're going to do is fast secure. I think this would be awesome. Reinforce 1 empty adjacent corridor that leads to a room with a person or a robot. We're going to play that card for no action. We're going to flip this to the 0 side. Now before we go, well actually there, that's exactly there. We got 1 more action we perform. For his second action, he is going to do a move action, but this time I'm going to do it really carefully. I'm going to spend 2 of my cards to move carefully. That way I can put a secure token in there when I get there. So we're going to move up to there. We're going to draw our exploration card. I'm just going to do it right here and see what we have found. It says here, place room of the A, B, or C, depending on the section of the room being placed in. Reminder, if you place a secure token while you're moving cautiously. Okay, so I do get that secure token, but we're going to take our A stack here and we're going to give them a good old truffle shuffle again real quick here. And we're just going to draw up one of these tiles. We'll see which one we have. We have found ourselves the surgery room. I can discard all action cards to remove a larva from your character board and scan all contaminations in your deck and discard pile. Remove the infected ones from the game or discard 1 serious wound. So there's a way to actually heal us. I'm going to place it just like that. Then I am going to place out our corridors. We have one right here going that way. Now, if you ever get to a point, if I were to have to put a corridor here, that corridor just wouldn't exist. These are the finite areas of the board. They cannot go outside of the areas that are here. I'm going to put a corridor here. And like I spoke previously, I will not be putting a corridor here because this room has already been discovered. I am going to put a noise token into this room right there, or corridor, I apologize. Then I am going to place a secure token into my room. And the last thing I'm going to do is read the entrance effect. Place 2 adults in the corridor you have just passed through. Then make a noise roll. We're going to place 2 adults. We'll just grab 2 cool looking adults. We'll have that one and we'll have this one. They're both coming to get me right there. That was my second action, which is okay. I will be able to hopefully take those out as we go. Then I have to make a noise roll. So we're going to roll the dice and see what we get. Roll right here. We got a 4. There is a 1, a 4, and a 3. Now we rolled a 4 in the room where, in the corridor where these intruders are. So one of these big baddies, I should say, has actually broken through my defenses and is in the room with me. Now, because I get into the room, it's going to make an attack against me, but because of my secure token, I'm going to prevent that attack from happening. That is going to be the end of our card. Now, you notice the symbol down here? That's right. That means that the insider has something to have done with this room. So now that we've resolved the card, we are going to move to the insider's deck and see what has happened. That insider deck that is absolutely huge is now going to be condensed down to these 4 cards. The intruder, the insider, you never know where they're going to be inside this facility. For us, it has managed to be in the surgery room. So this is going to be the beginning of our encounter with the insider. The way we know this is if you look on the side of this card, it's more of a, I shouldn't say, it's a more, well, I can show you this. You can kind of see the difference there. This one's more of a marbleized effect. It doesn't have these great, more gritty dots all over it. So this is the first one in the set that we have to deal with. And this is going to be our ability to understand what this insider is doing. It says here, you tread on the blood-splattered floor and eye the carnage. Looks like someone has tried to operate on a living organism here, you mutter, and most likely failed. You glance at the row of monitors. One of them displays the hibernatorium. The video zoomed on a capsule where a living creature moves and squirms. So we're going to flip this card over and see what it says. Place the insider in the hibernatorium even if it's undiscovered. When a character moves into the hibernatorium, when a character is in the room with the insider, so in the hibernatorium, go to number 8. If the insider is in the surgery room, remove her from the game and place 1 drone in that room. Otherwise, place the insider in the surgery room. So at this point, I am going to put the insider into the hibernatorium because that is what my card has told me to do. It does say when I get there, I get the insider go to 8. Room 1 insider. Now down here it says if the insider is in the surgery room, remove it from the game and place a drone in that room. Otherwise, place the insider in the surgery room. From what I understand, if I draw another symbol from those cards that have that bottom symbol on it, then the insiders kind of move back from the hibernatorium back over to the surgery room, from what I understand. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's how that is played. I think our medic has a mission. Our medic is going to spend 1 card to move. I'm going to get rid of Chain of Command because technically I can't really even use it because our medic only has a 2-star and he's a way more stars than she is. He's, 8? So she's going to move down this corridor to that one room right there. We'll draw our exploration card and see what we have found. We have found place a room of a question mark type. Oh, it's broken though. Look, it's disabled. That's no good. So we're going to grab our question mark rooms again. And we have found this time the shelter. Only if you are not infected with a larva, take all contamination cards from your hand and remove them from the game without scanning. Oh, that's super good. Oh, and it is secure. It looks like it comes in with a secure counter on it because it has that symbol right there, which is going to be super good. I love secure places. So we're going to put a secure token onto that area there. The next thing I need to do is put down corridors. So where we need to put corridors is going to be here and here. We got 2 of them. We got one here and we got one there. There we go. Put that one there and this one here. Boom, just like that. Then I have to put noise on all of these places here. We'll put noise everywhere, which is absolutely terrible because if we roll noise, we're going to be drawn from bags and bad guys are going to come out. And the interesting thing about Retaliation versus other ones, you could have multiple people coming because you could, if I roll a 2, that could be super bad. Now I did not move cautiously, so that did not happen. So I have an entrance effect. Close doors around this room. Remove the card from the game. Oh, but look at this. It's got that symbol again. So, I mean, she's going to, from what I understand, that means she's going to move back to the surgery room. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But I think that's how that is done. I'm going to remove this card from the game. And I'm going to close all doors. There's a door here and there's a door here. And there's also a door moving into the hibernatorium over here, which is sad, sad, sad. Now she does have a repair card, so I could spend 1 card to repair that. I think I'm going to. Why not? We'll repair this, get rid of our disabled token in case we need it. We might need the shelter at some point. That's the end. Those are her 2 actions. Now that she completed her next set of actions, she's going to go to 5 oxygen. According to this, it does say that when the room is connected to the hibernatorium, reveal the robot card. Now, I know there's a door blocking it, but that's okay. We're still going to reveal our robot card. And our robot, I failed to realize, I didn't put this out here when we were setting up our game, does actually start with 2 of these tokens. It does start with an oxygen token, and it starts with an ammo token in it. So the robot that we're going to be playing with today is going to be our technical robot. So we got technical people everywhere. Combat engineer, technical people, we got medical support. Why didn't I get the war robot? That would have been really good. I can move the robot up to 2 times or discard a broken token, malfunction, or a fire token from a room with the robot. That's going to be kind of helpful. With the extra upgraded components we have coming from the terrain pack, we do have our robot here, and he's going to sit right in there ready to go. Look, it's become this huge giant robot dude running around here. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, we'll stick him in just like that, and he's going to be ready to go. We'll put him right back in the hibernatorium. He's super cool. Okay, he's in the hibernatorium, and I need to get to him because I can move him around, and we need to get him because we need to get him over to the reactor room in order to complete one of our objectives. Moving back to our combat engineer, we do have a unique situation. He is actually in the place with the intruder, or the insider, I mean. But there's also a bad guy there too. But from what I understand, it says, when a character is in the room with the insider, I should go to card number 8. Card number 8 states there's a lab technician in the room. We just kind of wandered down here and oh wow, there's a bad guy. Okay, it says, good to see you. She manages a faint smile on her pale face. I have a thing to share with you. Here, take this. She presses a vial into your gloved hand. Normally, I would need tests and all that, but there's no time for procedures, she continues. It is a drug I have devised myself. It allows you to move among the intruders almost unnoticed. It fools them and makes them treat you like one of their numbers. Seeing doubt in your eyes, she adds, come on, I've tried it on myself. It does work. Well, at this point, we'll flip our card and see what happens here. It says, place the insider card on friendly side. Okay, so we have a friendly insider. It says the insider doesn't make a noise roll when moving anymore. That's awesome. Then I have to go to number 10 when I see another one of those symbols. But for now, I have an extra action. For one action card in a room with an insider, I can remove one contamination card from your hand without scanning it. That's really good. Or if no character has the number 9 card, I could take the drug from her and go to number 9. But of course, it does cost me an action card, and right now there's a bunch of bad guys in the room. Here's the friendly side of the insider. It does say each character in the room with the insider draws an action card more after the drawing action card step. So it does give an extra action card. That's really cool. As an action, discarding a card, I can move the insider from a room, your or a neighboring one, without an attack throughout the empty corridor. Then she makes a noise roll. But now, of course, we have a card that says she does not make a noise roll. She does have her own stats here, where if she can get wounded, she loses 2 health. Contamination cards, nothing happens. So she can potentially take some damage while we're moving around. Back to happy fun time in the surgery room. We've got a bad guy. We're going to shoot him. I'm going to use one card. I'm going to spend my, this one, the tactical, no, I'm going to keep the tactical retreat. That actually might be something I might need. We're going to spend the explosives card. We're going to spend that explosive card to be able to shoot with our automatic shotgun. This one is going to shoot. Before shooting, deal 1 hit then we're going to shoot. Now, the difference between shooting into a corridor and shooting into a room is twofold. One, you roll a different die. And shooting into the corridor, we use what's called a burst die. That burst die will kill any number of intruders equal to the number fired. Now, when you're in a room, you're trying to be a little bit more careful. So you're going to roll this die. You're going to roll to try to get equal to or less than the number of damage that intruder has taken. Right now, it has taken 1 wound for me attempting to make the shot against it. Then my shotgun does say before shooting, deal 1 hit. So it has taken 2 already. But is that enough to kill it? We'll have to roll our die and find out. We got a headshot. So that means no matter how many damage this thing had, it is dead. We were able to remove this from the board, including the universal cubes. Now, sadly, there is a detriment to that. I have to spend ammo if able. The bad news is, of course, I am able. So I'm going to flip this to the half empty side. So I only have, now I can keep continuously shooting in rooms without having to spend ammo. But whenever you make a burst attack, you're going to flip your token to the half side, and then if it's already on the half side, you're going to be discarding it, meaning it no longer has any ammo left. You have to reload it from potentially your belt here, or I might have to go back and grab some more ammo. Now, sadly, with my second action, I don't really want to do this yet, but I am going to spend my last card to burst into that room, meaning I am going to drain my gun. I'm not going to have any bullets left in that gun. I'll have to reload it at some point, but we're going to roll our die. See what we got a 2. It would have destroyed 2. There was only 1 here. That guy gets super dead, and then I've knocked over all of our tokens over here, but that's okay. Those were our 2 actions. He's going to lose one of his oxygen. And I did forget to lose 1 the first time, so we're going to go to 5, which is going to be he's lost 2. He started at 7, goes to 6, then 5 for his 2 sets of actions. Interestingly enough, pass is considered an action in Nemesis Retaliation. So even though I have no cards in hand for either my medic or my combat engineer, I still have to perform the pass action. And when I complete the action, then I have to lose oxygen. So both of my characters are going to be at 4 oxygen. That is just brutal. I'm losing oxygen so fast. Oxygen is super hard key in this game. Maybe I should have taken 2 oxygen instead of 2 grenades. At this point, we will now move to the intruder phase. So we'll start by checking to see if any of them are burning, and then we'll check to see if any are going to attack us. Nope, that's not going to happen. Intruders only take damage if they're in a room that's burning on their turn. You take damage anytime you end, whenever you end 2 of your actions in a burning room, which is even worse. At this point, we're going to resolve an event card from the event deck. See what it says here? Hatching. All enemies in those particular corridors will move. And yes, it actually means the corridors facing in that direction. Place a larvae in the nest. It immediately attacks if any engineer characters are there. There is not. Place 1 larva in each unexplored corridor adjacent to a character. Yuck. Resolve a noise token in each unexplored corridor. Oh, barf. Okay, so this is going to be super bad. We are going to resolve these in every corridor that is going to an unexplored area. But first, we have to put down larva. Larva is going to go here, it's going to go here, and it's going to go here. These are unexplored corridors. So these are unexplored, going to places we haven't seen, so that is why we're placing them there. These we've already explored, we're not going to be placing them there. Next thing we have to do is resolve a noise in a corridor that is going to an unexplored area. So we're going to start right here. We're going to discard that token, reach into our magic bag of death, and you do start with the top part up here and go this way. So we are going to start with this one, then that one, and then finally we'll go to this one. So we'll grab a token out of our bag and see what happens. We're going to place a number of tokens equal to that in there. So these are going to be our adults. We're going to put 3 of them in there. So we'll place 3 of our adults right like this. Look at these guys are awesome. This is one of my favorite parts of the game. Look at this. All of a sudden, we kind of found this insider. We shot a couple guys here, and all of a sudden it kind of woke up this group that was over in the other area. Here they come. There's 3 of them. They're going to be coming. Now we are going to discard this token. That token is not, or shouldn't say discard, I apologize. It goes back into the pool of tokens. Next, we're going to do this one here. We're going to shake up this bag and see what we have found. We have found ourselves the 4 of them. Oh no, 4 adults. All right, we're going to get rid of this. There are 4 adults in this room, which is even worse for us. Oh my gosh, there's a larva and 4 adults here. Here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the most you can ever have in a corridor is 6, and the queen counts as 4 intruders. So we can't even have more than 1 more in that corridor. Lastly, we have this one down here. We're going to resolve that one as well. We're going to reach in our bag, see what we have found. We found, oh, another little larva. So there's another larva there. We'll put a larva into that corridor. And now we've completed our, our event phase, which was very eventful. Just to kind of show you how I got that, basically it says here, place the number of intruders shown on the token, adults and drones in the corridor. We did not draw any with drones, and this one does just place 1 larva in the corridor. The next thing we're going to do is going to be our bag development. So we're going to draw into our bag of death again here and see what we have found. We got ourselves the larva, add 2 random drone tokens to the bag. So we're going to take 2 drone tokens. The way you can tell which one is which, even though they look very similar, is this has 1 and this has 2. It's kind of like the strength of the enemy. This has 0, it's the weakest one, then it's 1, then it's 2, and then the queen has 3 of them around her. She has 3 different things. So that's how you can tell. We now have 2 drones in this bag. Oh, so this bag's getting worse. With that completed, we're going to go down to the cleanup phase. The starting player is going to change, so we're going to pass this token over to our combat engineer. Then we're going to draw action cards up to 5, and then we're going to advance the time token. Our combat engineer is going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each character has 10. Since we use 5, we're going to get 5 more. One thing I did not do at the end of my turn is when you do pass, at that point you may discard cards from your hand if you wish to. We didn't have any cards to discard, but you do have that option. It's the way you can get contamination cards out of your hand because you can't use them to perform any actions. Also, you may want to get rid of the cards you have because you know what's over here. There may be a card you need, and so that way you have a better chance of drawing it. We do have computer skills. I can, if I'm in a room with a computer, I can use the room. It's only normally costs you 2 cards to use a room. This, if it has a computer, would mean you only have to use 1. Or if you're in a room with a computer, you can open and close 1 door in a facility. Oh, that'd be really good right now. I could go catch up to where my poor medic is by herself over there. Then we have demolition. Whoops, I'm knocking my character board all over the place here. We have demolitions. I can destroy a door, or I can break a room. I can search in the room, which means I will draw 1 card for every icon in that room and keep 1 of the cards. Then we have pyrotechnics. I can discard a flame, or I can discard 1 grenade to deal a death headshot to all people in an adjacent corridor. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh, I've got super good plants. Oh my gosh, I got so many good plants. And then I got fast repairs as well. Our medic does not have a card that's going to blow everything up, I'll guarantee it. Our 5 cards are going to be Hippocratic Oath. It says here that if there's another character with at least 1 serious wound in your room, I can deal 2 hits to an intruder, then shoot or melee hit it. So it's good for killing things in a room if somebody's hurt. I can restore 1 damage. Or if you're in a room with a medical symbol, I can gain a health kit. I guess I didn't need to bring this many health kits. She can just get them. Search. If I'm in a room, I can grab the number equal to the amount of tokens I have there. We'll probably see how that works. Field surgery. I can discard a card to discard a serious wound from a character of your choice in a room, or discard one of these, or that character gains a contamination. Oh, I see. So I can either do it and they get a contamination, or I can discard this and they just lose the serious wound. Combat drugs. Discard 1 to choose a character in your room. They draw an action until they have 3 in hand. Oh, that could be good. I might need that because I have to shoot a lot of dudes. Before we move into the second turn, the last thing we have to do is move our time track down to 2. The combat engineer is going to do some major work. The first thing he's going to do is use his pyrotechnics card. This is going to be so good. I'm going to discard a grenade. I've got 2 of them. Why not? I'm going to discard this one. Boom. Discard the grenade. What this does is it kills everything in this corridor. Look at that. Dead. Dead bugs or aliens or whatever they are. Intruders. Dead intruders. That was super awesome. All those are super dead because it deals a headshot to every enemy in the adjacent corridor. Now, interestingly enough, that would do max damage to a queen as well. So that card might come in really handy later. Then I'm going to use demolition. Destroy 1 accessible door. I'm going to destroy this door. We got to find some oxygen. So the best way to do it is probably get together. So we're going to destroy that door. That's going to be the end of him. He's going to go down to 4 oxygen, which is super sad. Now we'll move over to our medic. Our medic is going to try to take out those intruders as well. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do field surgery. I don't think I'm going to need this card, so we're going to use that to shoot. I'm going to use that to shoot. In order to do that, I'm going to take my carbine. Now, sadly, this does not have a bursting ability on it, but that's okay. When you do burst, no matter what you roll, you do have to flip your token to the half empty side, or you have to go to the empty bullet side. Then I'm going to roll a purple die, and this is how many intruders I'm able to kill. 1. Wow. Wow. I think we need the combat engineer over here because she couldn't shoot anything. I'll kill this larva. That'll be fantastic. Well, let's do that again. Let's see how well this goes. I'm going to use my Hippocratic Oath to fire again. This time I'm going to now deplete my carbine. It no longer has any bullets in it. That was sad, sad city. Let's roll this die better this time. We got another 1. Wow, she's so bad. She's so bad at shooting things. She's going to work on that. She has to stop healing people and learn how to shoot when she's going to come into a situation like this. Those are her 2 actions. She's going to go down to 4 oxygen as well. Now we'll move back over to our combat engineer, who has a world of problems as well. Oh no, I was really hoping she'd do a lot more damage than that. In that case, I think it's time for our combat engineer to move. He's going to use a fast repairs to move over to this spot where she is. Now, I can have her come with me, I think. But to do that, I have to discard a card. And interestingly enough, I totally forgot. Each character in a room with the insider draws an extra card. So he should have got an extra card. So since my action deck would have been empty, I'm going to shuffle up the 5 cards that I had before. And he's also going to gain, explosives. No, yep, can he? Yes, he can. He can get explosives. That's amazing. That's totally going to help. I totally forgot. I thought I might have grabbed the same cards that I had before. No, I got explosives. So I do have an extra card. I am going to use probably one of these cards to move her as well. Yes, I'm going to discard a computer skills. But before I do that, I do have to make a noise roll when I move over here. I don't believe that in the other games, when you move into a room with another character, you don't have to make noise rolls, but that doesn't seem to be the case in Nemesis Retaliation. So I'm going to roll my noise die and see what happens. We got a 2. That's fantastic because there's a 2 right here. There's a 2 right here, which means this thing's going to run right into that door. This 2 is going to come charging into this room and destroy this secure token. Oh my gosh, this is going south really fast. Now, because we had to place our second noise token, that means we're going to have to resolve a noise token in the corridor. So we're going to pull out another token and see what we have found. We have found oh my goodness, look at this, 1 and 1. So we're going to put 1 of each of these in here. We found our first drone. The drones are a little bit bigger, as you can tell, compared to the adults that are standing next to it that are smaller than that one. The party just got better. This has to be destroyed because whenever an intruder tries to move through a door, it'll break through the door. Even though they're little teeny little larvae, they still break the door. So that door is broken as well. We got broken doors everywhere. And now for my second action, she is going to move over to there by discarding this card like I previously stated. That means his oxygen is going to go down to 3. She's going to spend an action card to perform a tactical belt. So she's going to add her bullets back to the gun there. Then she's going to spend her search card, which I was really hoping to use, to try to take out that intruder that is, I don't have to flip this, that's in the room. She's going to do a shoot action. So she'll roll a red die and see what she gets. She got a 3. Well, that's not more or less than what that enemy has. So she's going to do 1 normal. Whenever you take the shoot action, you automatically do 1. Then because of her card states if you don't kill the intruder, deal 1 hit. So I'm going to deal 1 hit to it. So it's at 2. And those were her 2 actions. She's going to go down to 2 oxygen. I haven't gotten very far and I'm gotten almost out of oxygen. These dudes are everywhere. Now, he doesn't have any bullets in his automatic shotgun, but he's got grenades. He could start throwing these grenades all over if he needs to. Now, sadly, I need to get up to that hibernatorium. I need that robot. But they just came out from everywhere. I think we're going to have to blow these enemies up. So I've got a grenade and 2 sets of bullets left. So we're going to toss this grenade into that corridor there. Using my search card, I'm going to use a tactical belt item. This grenade then is going to be able to do 2 damage plus whatever the die roll is. Oh, I got a 1, but that's okay. That's still. Now, the drone does take 2 in order to kill, and the adult only takes 1, so that is going to destroy everything in that room. I do want you to know that if I would have only rolled a 1 and didn't use the grenade, let's say we bursted into that room, the drone needing the 2 damage, you do not place universal cubes on enemies in the corridors. You only place them in rooms. So that means this one, if it only get bursted for 1, it actually doesn't do anything to it, which is sad news city. So lucky for us though, I did throw a grenade, which means I did 2 plus the 1, so that one is dead. I am going to use my second action to use my explosives card to put tactical belt again, to put bullets back into my gun. Oofda. This is getting rough. It's now going to be our medic's turn. She's going to use combat drugs to discard one of her tokens here to be able to have a character in a room draw action cards until they have 3 in hand. Then for her second action, she is going to pass, bringing her down to 1 oxygen. Our combat engineer is going to grab 3 cards because he's going to draw until he has 3. Fast, secure, tactical retreat, and rest. Oh, tactical retreat might be fantastic. Or do I just kill everything around me? Oh, that's such a tough thing to decide. But if I use tactical retreat, I can retreat. But I don't want to retreat. I want to go up. I need to go north. All right, we're going to spend a rest card to shoot into the room. That means we're going to roll our red die, but it does say that before I shoot, I deal 1 hit more. So we are actually up to 4 on this guy. This guy's going to take 4, and then whatever this is. This is a really? It's 5. It's a 5. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that maybe it's time for a tactical retreat. I think it might be time for a tactical retreat at this point. That was the worst thing ever. All right, we're going to tactical retreat. I'm going to discard 1 card and spend ammo from my ranged weapon to move through an empty corridor. You may move another person with you if they agree. They do not make noise rolls. During the movement, prevent all intruder attacks. So we are going to move these 2 characters this way into that corridor over there, spending my ammo down to half there. And on top of that, don't make one noise roll, thank goodness. Now, of course, in order to do that, I did have to discard my fast secure. The tactical engineer is going to go down to 0. Then the technical engineer is going to pass, meaning now I am in suffocation mode. Next time you lose oxygen, you die. Discard this token when you gain oxygen or at the end of the turn when you're in a section with oxygen. So that is where our combat engineer now is. He's suffocating. Now we'll be moving into the intruder phase, starting with intruder burning. There is no intruders burning, but the intruder attacks. This person is friendly to us and hostile to them, so I believe that it's going to get an attack. So we're going to draw an attack card and see what befalls our insider. We have here tail attack. If it's an adult or a drone, it's going to lose 1 and gain a contamination. The insider does have a health track here, so it's going to lose 1 health. It's not going to gain any contaminations. It does say nothing happens if you gain a contamination, but if I do have to gain a serious wound, I would lose 2 health instead of 1. The next part is we are going to draw an event card. So let's see what our events are. These are usually all terrible. Life support failure. All characters in a corridor like that are going to move. Then all of the intruders in every room move. And then we're going to flip one of our things, our oxygens, to a non-working side and place a disabled token on it in each life support control room. Oh my gosh. Then place a noise in each unexplored corridor without a noise. Oh boy, that's a lot. The first thing that's going to happen is every intruder in this type of corridor is going to move. Well, that would mean these two types of corridors, not these. These are facing in a different direction, so none of those are going to move, but then all in rooms are going to move. This is in combat with the insider, so I don't believe this would move. Of course, if I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comment section below. Next, we're going to flip our oxygens. None of the oxygens on, which has been part of my downfall, but now I'm going to place one of these noise markers in each unexplored corridor without one. There are a few of these corridors. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, noise everywhere, noise here. Then we have the three up next to the hibernatorium, 1, 2, and 3. Now, when the hibernatorium is not discovered, it has this card on it that says when this room is, where's it say here? Oh yeah, never place noise on corridors in the hibernatorium. Now, I believe that's only when this token is in effect, because the token's gone, so that rule I don't think is in effect anymore in the hibernatorium. Again, if I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comment section below. And please make sure to check out the description of this video, or not description, I apologize, the comment section of the video, where I'll be putting any errors I make in there with, hopefully I'll be able to put a timestamp so you can go know where that error is. I want this video not only to be very exciting and instructional and fun to play, but I also want people to be able to learn from this, so if there are any major errors, you'll be able to find those in the comment section of this video. Now that that's done, we're going to go to our bag development step, where I'm just going to draw one token out of here and see what we have found. We have found ourselves an adult. When you draw an adult from the bag, we're going to add 2 queen tokens to the bag. So it's kind of good and kind of bad. And that information again is located on our sheet here. We do a draw an adult, so add 2 queens to the bag. At this point, we're going to change the starting player and bring it back over to our medical support, who is then going to shuffle up her cards and draw 5 action cards. We'll give them a good old truffle shuffle. I don't have any I can draw. I've used all my cards every time. It's interesting because unlike the original Nemesis game, where if you're holding cards, it can prevent some attacks, it's not the way in Nemesis Retaliation. So playing almost all your cards every turn is a pretty good plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We'll put those right there. Let's see what we have found. We have found ourselves a search card. We found demolition, Hippocratic Oath, Rest, and Chain of Command. That's fantastic. Next, we have our Combat Engineer. He's going to gain his Chain of Command card. Then we'll mix up the rest of these cards, giving them a good old truffle shuffle here so that we have some new cards. So I'm going to throw them over there, I guess, but that's okay. We'll give them a little truffle shuffle here. So we got them all mixed up. We'll try 1, 2, 3, 4 more. See what we have found. We found Fast Secure. We have found Tactical Retreat, which was amazing, Rest, and Explosives. And lastly, we'll move our time track down to 3. Our medic's first action is going to be to search. Actually, I lied. I'm going to use Chain of Command to use my oxygen token. We're going to use this first. That's going to bring me up to 4 oxygen because it does give me +3 oxygen. Then I'm going to search the room. When you search the room, you're going to grab a card of every type here and decide which one you want and then discard the rest. And in case you're wondering, yes, like I said in the beginning of the video, they might magically start being painted. So here we had a chance to paint up both of our figures so that they're all ready to go inside of this awesome little area here. Here is both of our characters painted up. If you're interested in seeing how I painted those up, I did do a live stream showing how to paint up these Nemesis characters. Feel free to check that out. That is on our channel in the live section of the tab of the channel. You can find that. It is kind of cool because if you, just like I said in my unboxing, these are a gray with some black wash on them, so it is easy to kind of paint with them over the top of it and make it look pretty cool. So we do have our 2 characters all painted up. We're going to draw a item, and we're going to draw a item. There we go. We drew our 2 items, and we're going to see what we have. First, we have tools. I can discard a malfunction marker, or I can open or close a door. The other one is medical supplies. I can discard 1 serious wound or restore 2 health. We're going to take the medical supplies. I don't actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of the medical supplies because she has a lot of medical stuff in her deck. I'm going to keep the tools for her, and then I will discard this one. Those being her 2 actions, will drop her oxygen down to 3. Our next character is going to spend the rest card to spend these 3 oxygens, so he goes up to 3. 1, 2, 3. If I didn't do that and he would have passed, he would have died because I wouldn't have anything left. All right, we're now going to be able to discard this token. We don't need that anymore. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Chain of Command. I'm going to move that insider to us. I have made an error. I am not allowed to move her because of this card. Move the insider from a room you are neighboring or a neighboring one without an intruder through an empty corridor. There is an intruder in that room. I cannot move her. So I either have to go save her, or I have to just let her die. Well, at this point, instead of moving her, I'm going to move myself over here. Sorry, I think we're just going to go over there. Oh my gosh, sorry, not sorry about what I said. Okay, here we go. We'll roll our die. I got a 1 for noise. There's a 2, a 0, and a 4, so nothing happens. Our noise die is totally fine. That's the end of his 2 actions. Now, even though I'm in the landing zone here, that does not have oxygen, so he is going to, again, drop to 2 oxygen. We'll move back over to our medical support, who is going to join him over there. I'm going to use my Hippocratic Oath to move over there, and then I'm going to use 2 cards to potentially grab some of these. But first, I need to roll for noise when I moved into that area. And I got a 4. A 4 puts a noise token. There is something moving up here. We're going to put it right there, and that potentially could come and get us. But I'm going to use 2 cards to be able to perform the landing zone action here, which allows me to gain tactical items. She has 1 green item. She's going to grab, I think we're going to grab 2 oxygens and a bullet because, well, we know that we apparently don't know how to find the oxygen in this place. So we'll put those into her tactical belt, and we'll move over to our combat specialist here. Or not combat specialist, sorry, our combat engineer, who is also going to discard 2 cards. We're going to get rid of, I think, oh, what we're going to do is, how about this? We're going to do fast secure, I think, and then we're going to use our explosives and tactical retreat to grab some tokens as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is put down 2 of our secure tokens. We'll put 1 there, and we'll put another one there. So now there's a couple secure tokens in there for us. And he's going to take a 2 oxygen as well, because we saw what happened with our guys, almost die of oxygen. A grenade, and we're going to take a bullet, a ammo thing as well, because we also shot a lot of ammo in this game already. Okay, there we go. At this point, now we're moving into the intruder phase. That was quick. Intruders are burning. They're going to attack that poor insider that's sitting there. We have to go save her. We have to save her. Scratch, gain 1 contamination. She does not gain contamination, so that is actually kind of like a miss. Sadly, I wish that would have been something that attacked us, because that's a pretty nice card to get attacked by. We're going to do our event card at this point and see what the Primebloods have in store for us. Rise of the Machine. All aliens or intruders in those type of quarters are going to move. Then in rooms are going to move. So these are going to move into this room here. I think this will be the end of the insider, because now when they move in, they're going to attack. I don't have any secure tokens there, so it's going to be bad news city for her. Then we have to put a malfunction marker on the robots. Now the robot's broken, that's awesome. And then I also have to put a malfunction marker in the room with the robots. So the hibernatorium is also broken. So place them on the robot in the room, and if I'm there, I'd take 2 damage. Then place a noise token in each unexplored corridor with a noise token. That had to be about the worst event we could possibly have. Every time you place a second noise marker, instead alien or intruders are coming. So we're going to draw from the bag. There is going to be, what is this? This is a drone. So there's some intruders coming from over here. We're just going to place these tokens out on the board, then we'll resolve them as later. The next one, oh, I'm sorry, this is my mistake. We have to start from the most top part. So that's going to be the first one up there. Then we're going to draw our next one. We have drawn ourselves a bunch of adults. We'll put them there. We'll continue on over to here. We'll draw this one out next. We'll see what we have. We have ourselves I think this is the queen. The queen is going to come out right here. Oofda. And then we're going to draw the next one over there for this place. We have found more adults. Do I even have the blank token in here? Then I'm going to draw this one. Oh, these are not. We're going to draw this one now. This one I accidentally did. 4 adults. All right. We have 2 tokens left. We have drawn, the blank token finally. So if we're going to, in a corridor, we're resolving noise in a corridor. So that means we're going to place a larva in the corridor. So we're going to put the larva right there in the corridor. Perfect. We'll just place one of those tokens there for now. And then this goes back in the bag. Then we'll shuffle it up again. There's still only 2 tokens in the bag. Shuffle it real good. And then we'll grab a token out. We got another blank token. So we're going to put another larva in here. Okay. Let's put all these dudes on the board. There's so many intruders. Wow. And boom, we did it. I think I failed to remember this one. I failed that one over there. So we have to put another, all we have is the blank token, I think, in there. No, we got 2 tokens. All right, there's one I forgot to do, and that's this one. Wait, I don't have to put anything there. I have to put noise markers there, because we had already had enemies there. So there, we'll put 2 noise markers. I don't have to draw anything for those, thank goodness. And through the power of the internet, boom, we've got all the things on board. I'm going to discard all of these tokens. These I just want to put out to remind myself of what I was putting down. But there we have all of our intruders on the board. There's just a couple. We should be just fine, I hope. We'll see how this goes. No, I think we're in big trouble. Unlike corridors, you can have as many intruders in a room as you want. The larvae are going to give contamination cards and then jump onto a character. Again, I'm a little unsure of how to work the insider. Okay, the first thing is they do not gain larva tokens, so they're going to stay there. Also, I think I made an error with this. Intruders in the same way as the insider treat her as a character last in turn order. Intruders will always move toward characters if possible, not the insider, regardless of distance and situation. Now, I think that's only in ties. If it's already in here, I think it's going to attack her. Again, could be wrong about this, but that means these three are going to attack. So we're going to draw 3 attack cards against her and see what we have. We have found ourselves a, what is this, bite. Let's see here. If you're heavily injured, you die. Otherwise, you gain a serious wound. So that's 2 points of damage to her. Next, we have this one, which just says lose 2 points of damage. So we're down 4 points of damage. And then see how bad it is when oh, here we go. You gain 1 serious wound. So that's 2. So she has taken 6 points of damage. And that isn't even close to what she has left. 1, 2, 3, 4, dead. Our insider did not survive. We found her hanging out, and she's probably really pissed right now because we awoke this hive. And now, of course, she's super dead. We'll pass our first player token over to our combat engineer, and he'll draw 5 cards. We have search, pyrotechnics, fast repair, demolition, and computer skills. Those are his cards. Our medical support will gain 5 cards as well. First aid, combat drugs, field surgery, repairs, and secure. Those are her cards. The final thing to do is move our turn marker down to 4. And we're getting somewhat close to our lander, and we haven't made it out of the A section yet. There are so many intruders on the board. Okay, I feel like this is something out of a horror movie where you come in, you don't really know what's here, all of a sudden the next thing you know, you're jumped by 100,000 things. And you run back to try to get some stuff to be able to take these things on, and now we're gonna go back in. Why would we go back in? I don't know. After seeing all these things, I probably wouldn't go back in. So we're going to move with our combat engineer here, and I have a plan. One of our objectives is to take out the queen, and it's sitting right there. I think it's a time to take out the queen. Let's see what we can do. Before we go too much further, I forgot to do the bag development. The event card was out of control, and I did forget to do the bag development, so we do have to do that. I have to reach into my thing here and see what we got. We found the blank token. We're going to add 2 random adults to the bag, so we're going to take those 2 adults and just drop them into the bag. I'm going to discard my computer card, my computer skills card, to move 1 space over there. I will roll for noise at this point. We got a really bad symbol. We have to resolve what is in the room. So we'll take our bag, we'll give it a good old shuffle shake here, and we'll draw a token out. Hopefully we get a good token. Let's see what we have found. We found the blank token. That is going to mean that we're going to add 2 adults to the bag. That's fantastic. So I'm just going to take 2 tokens and drop them into the bag just like that. And that is it. That was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, just imagine if I would have drawn the queen token out of there, she would have came in here. That would have really spoiled some plans, let me tell you that. But lucky for us, she did not. So at this point, I'm going to use my second action, which is going to be my pyrotechnics card. I'm going to discard my grenade to deal a critical wound to the queen. In this instance, we're going to move this all the way up to the critical point. And when we hit the critical point, we draw the top card. And we see what it is. And I think I shuffled these up. We're going to give them a good old truffle shuffle here, just so we have them ready to go for us. We'll see what we draw off the top of this. There we go. All the cards are nicely shuffled. We'll draw the top card and see what we have found. 2, repel the queen. So we're going to discard 2 cards. There we go. We discarded those 2 cards and just put them off to the side. And then we repel the queen. And then we slide this all the way back to 0. So we have to do damage again. Now, when you repel an intruder or a queen or anything like that, you're going to move them away from you. So if they're in a corridor, they're going to move into a room. If they're in a room, they're going to move into a corridor adjacent to that room. Now, if they have to move off the board, they do not repel. They stay right where they are. So that's good and bad at the same time. With our combat engineer done, he's going to go down to 1 oxygen. Then she needs to run. She needs to run really fast. I think she's going to come and try to help get the queen as well. I'm going to discard my repairs card to move up to here. Then I'm going to play my secure to be able to place 2 secure tokens in that room. In all my times of playing, I don't think I've ever put this many secure tokens on here. All right, that's the end of her turn. She's going to go down to 2 oxygen, moving back over to our combat engineer. He's going to shoot this person. Shoot him real good. I'm going to use my demolitions card to shoot the queen. We're going to shoot the queen in our bursting. So I'm going to discard my ammo token from my gun, and then we're going to roll up our burst die. We'll roll it right here. See how it goes. Come on, big number. I got a 1. Got a 1, that's it. So we're gonna, I think that one's on every side of the die. We'll put a 1 right there. Actually I lied. I'm going to put it here, but I'm also tracking it on her track as well. But this way I don't have to go back and forth between the track and that. But you don't put the tokens here, you actually just use the track. That again is going to be the end. Oh no, he's got another thing he can do. He's gonna do his fast repairs. He's gonna do his fast repairs. He's gonna use a belt item. He's gonna reload his gun. So his gun is now loaded and ready for bear. He's going to go to 0 oxygen because that's the end of his turn. We'll move over to our medical support person. She's going to use field surgery to allow herself to make a burst action with her carbine gun. She's going to flip over her token to this side. Now, sadly, these characters' guns aren't the best, but we're going to try to burst her. Come on, not a 1. What do we get? We got a 3 this time. So we're going to do 3 more damage, bringing her total up to 4. So again, I'm just going to put the tokens out on the board, and I'm also putting it on the track as well. I have 1 more card I'm going to use. I'm going to use first aid. I'm going to use that card to fire again. We're going to shoot our carbine. I'm going to discard the rest of mine. We're going to burst into her again, and we got a 1. That's totally fine, because that's enough to reach her to her critical state again. So we're going to go back down to 0 and draw a card. 3. Oh no, look at this 3 and activate the queen. So I'm going to get rid of 1 card, or 3 more cards here, I should say. 1, 2, 3. Those cards are gone. The queen's deck is getting smaller. So discard all 3 of those cards. And I'm going to discard these as well. These, like I said, should not be here. I'm just using them for filming purposes. Activate the queen. She's going to come into this room. One thing I do want to mention that I did a mistake on is when you do tell you to discard cards from the deck, you're not supposed to look at them. You're just supposed to move them off to the side and discard them. That way you don't know what cards are in that deck still. It adds, of course, more mystery and more death and destruction to you. So, all right, she has moved into our square. Lucky for me, I was able to secure this location, so I'm just going to discard one of the secure tokens when she moves in. And this is going to be kind of risky, but I'm going to play my search card to allow myself to shoot the queen. I'm going to put a token onto the queen, so that means I have done 1 damage to the queen in the room, and I'm going to roll a die and see how much damage we're able to do to this queen here. We've got a lot of stuff here. So that's a 2, so that did not kill her, but that's okay. I really need this symbol right there. That's what I really need. So that's the end of his turn. He only did 1 damage, except of course his gun does give him 2, so he did 2 damage. Now, normally this would kill a enemy if you roll the number equal to or less, but I believe with the queen, we're just going to keep on adding damage to her. She's up to 2. And we'll go over to our medic, but first I have to lower my combat engineer's oxygen level. And that's because he's doing 1 action and then he's going to have to pass, which is super sad. I do not have to flip that because I didn't roll the critical hit symbol. I have only 1 left, and that's the combat drugs, which means I could use this on her. I can discard one of these, and a character in your room then draws up to 3 cards. I think we're going to do that. I'm going to discard that to draw up to 3 cards. So we're going to shuffle these up. Now, sadly, I would have liked to use it on my other character, but that's okay. We're going to just shuffle these. I'm going to give myself 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. And at this point now, I'm going to, oops, this stays over here. I get what? Repairs, field, surgery, and secure. None of this is really going to help me. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to discard one of these. Oh, let's see here. 1. Okay, that's my first action. So my second action is to use this oxygen on myself, going to 5. Then I'm going to use this card to use oxygen on my friend, who's going to go to 3 oxygen. Then you can use items on your friends if they're willing to let you, and they totally are. Then I'm going to use the last one to load my gun. That was what she did. She's going to lose 2 oxygen, 1 for the first 2 actions she did, and 1 for the second 2 actions she did. She played the card, did this, then she played 2 cards to lose another one, then she has to lose another one when she passes. Wow. She just out of oxygen real fast. We'll move to the burning of intruders. That's not happening, but the intruder attack is going to happen. Now we do have 2 characters in the room and a secure token. The secure token only helps you when a intruder enters the room. The queen is already in the room, so when it makes an attack, that secure token is not going to help us. Which character is this person going to attack? It's going to attack the person that has the first player token, unless the action of it attacking is targeting a specific person or something has triggered the attack based on what it is. So this is going to attack the combat engineer, and he is going to get infecting. Let's see here. The queen, gain a contamination card. If you're not infected with a larva, place a larva on your character board. Oh no, that's bad. We'll place our larva token right there, and we'll put a contamination card into our discard pile. Since I don't have any draw pile, that means I'm going to be drawing into potentially draw into that contamination card, which should gum up my hand and not be able to do anything. I should say I still do stuff, but I would be losing the amount of actions I could do. We are now going to draw an event card, and see we have breathe, fire breathe. All enemies in a corridor that is straight, which there are none. None of my enemies are in any type of corridors like this, but it does say all intruders in rooms are going to move. So these are going to move up to here. Then we're going to move these over to here. All of this is moving towards us. Oh no, we've got all these people moving. All right, that's it. Oh, look at this. We do have some in straight corridors up at the hibernatorium. So they're going to move into the hibernatorium to come towards me. The next thing we have is fire spreads. In each room with fire tokens, spread the fire to a neighboring room in sections with an oxygen on. Each player makes a noise roll. There are no fire tokens on it. Well, the only thing good happening right now is we have no fire tokens. But if fire needed to spread, it would spread through any of these open doors. It would not spread through a closed door like the one up on top. Both of our characters need to make noise rolls. We'll start with the first player, which is still our combat engineer. He got a 3. There are enemies in 3, so the most powerful enemy is going to move into our room. That's this one. We're going to use our secure token on that particular intruder. There is no other 3s. Then we'll roll another die and see what we get. We got a 2, which is nothing. There's a 4, a 1, and a 3, so nothing happens with that noise roll. All right, a medic's good at rolling noise. This guy must be just terrible at noise rolls. Okay, I think that's it. I think this is out of control. I don't know how we're ever going to survive this, but we're going to give it our best shot. Now we'll move into our bag development, but before we do that, I do want to mention these 2 secure tokens down here. All these intruders ran into this room. You only remove secure tokens when an intruder enters a room with another player. So there's still 2 secure tokens in there. That could potentially help us at some point. We're going to reach into our bag and see what happens with our intruder bag development. We have drawn out, we drew out the play token again. All right, we get to, we're getting 2 random adults to this bag. So we'll take our 2 adult tokens and just drop them right into our bag, and there we go, we're good to go. The starting player shifts back over here. Then we draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we got. Hippocratic Oath, Chain of Commands. Well, you know what I think I know what I got. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, we got lots of shoot cards. He's also going to draw up to 5 cards, so we'll give these a good old truffle shuffle here. Put our rest card in there too. We want as much health as we can get here. Now, good news is I actually haven't been hit yet, which is, believe it or not, it's pretty amazing with all this stuff in the room. But we're going to continue shuffling these up, and now we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I think I see the cards are going to be shoot, 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 and shoot until you can't shoot anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now we got our contamination card. Now we have 2 options. 1, I can shoot into the room, or I could fire a burst into the corridor and try to take out some of these enemies. Her gun is not really good at shooting things in rooms, so she is going to use her chain of command to burst into that corridor over there. That is going to spend half of her bullets flipping this, and we'll roll our die. Hopefully I need a 4. Come on, get a 4. I got another 1. I got a 1. I'm going to kill this guy. Oh my gosh. Actually, I think I have to kill the larva instead of that guy. That's only if they're coming into us, then it's the bigger one. I get to decide which one I want to kill. Oofda, this is tough. Larva's terrible. This thing's terrible too. We're going to get rid of the adult. She has a second action, and at this point I kind of feel like I should just shoot into the room, because if I do burst again into the corridor, that means that I will have no bullets left for her at all, and I only have 1 gun then to shoot. So I am going to play my Hippocratic Oath. I'm going to fire off this to shoot into the room, which means we're going to put 1 cube on the queen, and then we're going to fire our gun. We got a 2. Her turn is complete. She is going to go down to 1 oxygen left. Next, we've got our combat specialist here. He is going to, or not combat, sorry, combat engineering. He's kind of the only combat specialist I've got. But he's going to use his computer skills card, because we're not using any of the computer skills cards. We're going to shoot this person. So I get to put a token onto her and then another token on as well. So she has 5. And then we'll roll our die and see what we get. We got a 4. Putting 2 hits on the queen does bring her up to here, so I believe that is enough to trigger a hit on the queen. So we're going to draw our card and see what we have. We have found ourselves, oh, another 3. Oh, and place a disable marker in the room of the queen. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, I get to discard 3 cards from here. 1, 2, 3. She has 1 card left. Oh my gosh, all I need to do is, I'm so close. Maybe we can get her. Oh, I have to bring this back down to 0 again. That was his first action. We're going to use our fast repairs. Oh, actually, forgot she disabled the room. So I have to put this in the room. I can't use that room, don't care. I'm going to use it fast. I can't believe this room isn't disabled already. I'm going to use that to shoot again. I have placed 2 cubes there. That's what the thing says. And I'm going to raise her track 2, again, doing both at the same time just so you can visualize it better. Roll this up. I got a 4. That's not going to do anything. Those are his 2 actions. He's going to go down to 2. It's our medic's turn. Our medic is, again, going to fire at her. She's going to use search, and she's going to use the first aid. She's going to use both those cards to fire at the queen. We'll resolve the first attack here. The first attack is, oh no, she ran out of bullets. She has no more bullets in the gun. So she does do the 1 damage, but that's it. I can't fire the other gun or other gun thing at her. I don't have any bullets. I got no way to shoot this person. I think with her second attack, she's going to use her search card, and she's going to melee one of these guys. I've got 3 on this queen. I can melee, which means I would do 1 damage. I would gain a contamination card. I'm going to punch the queen. And then I roll the die and see what happens here. See, here we go. We got a 4, so that didn't do anything. She's still going to be alive. She's at 4, though. All I have to do is hit her 1 more time. Actually, it would have been smarter to punch that guy because the combat gun is just going to probably destroy that thing. All right, now, after that's done, this gets to do an attack back at me. At this point, I think I'm going to use my gun. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to place a malfunction marker onto this weapon to prevent the attack against me. Now, if this ever gets another malfunction marker, it is lost forever. But I also cannot use this gun until I remove the malfunction marker. Lucky for me, I do have those tools I can use. At this point, she is going to go down to 0 oxygen, finishing off that. She does still have 1 card left she can use, but we'll move over to our combat engineer now. It is time to complete an objective. We're going to do our best. I'm going to spend my demolition card, and we're going to fire our automatic shotgun, which is going to do 1 damage and 1 more automatic damage, which is going to put way over 5. We're still going to roll our die and see how it goes. I got a 5, which is fantastic. And I think that's going to be the end of the queen. That raises the marker up to the last point here. We'll draw our card and see what we have found. We're going to discard 1 card and repel the queen, but it does say right here, if there are no cards here, remove the queen model and flip the intruder sheet to the back blank side. The queen is dead. So the first thing we'll do is just flip this over to the other side, down to the queen is dead side. We'll remove our queen from the board, which is awesome. Oh my gosh, we did something good. We destroyed the queen, but we're in a world of hurt here. There's a lot of stuff around me. But we did Face Off. Face Off was not the one with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Face Off where we actually defeated the queen. The queen is dead. We were able to remove it from the board, so we've completed one of our objectives. And I have 1 more action, so I'm going to spend my explosives card to shoot at this intruder in the room as well. We'll put 2 markers down on that. Now this one you do put the markers on because this one is just a normal adult. We'll put the 2 right there, roll our die, see what happens for us. We got a 4, that's not enough to kill it. Those were his 2 actions. He's going to go down to 1 oxygen. And over here, she's going to play combat drugs. Oh, I can't. I don't have any tactical gear. Oh no, I don't have any of these. I was planning to use this to give him more stuff. Oh, I screwed up. She's just going to pass, which means she's going to go to suffocation mode, which is super bad. But that's going to be the end of her turn. I am going to take our suffocation token, just place it right there. I need to get oxygen to this person now. Good news, bad news, he's going to pass as well going to 0, but he does have 2 things of oxygen, which is super good. Now, sadly, that's the only oxygen left in this place except on the robot who is also mauled by a bunch of intruders. So I either need to find a way to turn oxygen on, or I need to die. One thing I failed to mention is intruders do not have cubes when they're in corridors. So the one that had a bunch of cubes on it actually is going to not have any cubes on it. That's why I left them behind. That's going to be it. We're going to move into the intruder burning. The intruder attacks. The intruder is going to attack, and it's going to attack the first player. The first player is going to be our medic. Our medic is going to get attacked. Our medic has bite. If you're heavily injured, you die. Otherwise, gain a serious wound and a contamination card. Oh, boo. All right, this is a bunch of barf. I'm going to grab a contamination card, throw it in my discard pile, and then my serious wound is knee. The make a move cautiously action now costs one more action card. Oh, barf. Okay, well, that's okay. I'm planning on doing that a lot. We're going to slide this underneath our health here, just like that, to cover up these 3 spots. Now, my health token was right here, but because I have a serious wound now, I'm going to have to drop this all the way to there. So she is now considered injured. The other thing I should have done at the end of turn is I should have discarded my contamination card. There's no reason to hold on to that. I do have to draw my event card and see what happens. We have overwhelming enemies. All enemies in corridors shaped like that move. There are none. Oh, there's one right here. One's going to move up. Then all enemies in every room move. So these are in a room. They're going to move up here just like that. They're going to move into this one. There are enemies up in our hibernatorium, which is going to destroy the door because they're going to try to take the shortest path to our characters, and that's going to be through that door. Then place a drone in each corridor with a noise marker adjacent to the characters. There are none, so that's not going to happen. And then each character in a room without a token, a secure token, resolves oh no, it resolves an in a room thing. That's bad. I'm gonna have lots of dudes in this room. The first person to resolve this is going to be our medic. We'll reach in here and see what we have. We have found ourselves just a normal drone. Now, I'm not going to use this side of the token. It's not 4. Since it's this one right here, I'm going to place a number of intruders shown on the token, adults and, oh, that's corridors, sorry, in rooms. Place 1 intruder of the type shown on the token in the room. So this is going to be just an adult. So we're going to place 1 of these adults into the room with our characters. And it is going to attack our medic. So we'll draw an attack card on the medic and see what we have found. Deadly Claws. If it's an adult, lose 1 health. If it's a drone, if you're heavily injured, or if it's the queen, you lose 1 health. Okay, so we're going to be losing 1 health, moving our token down the injured track on our board. Next, we're going to draw a token for our combat engineer. Reach in here, see what we have found. We have found ourselves another adult alien. So many aliens. We're going to place this into that room as well, and he is going to be attacked, and he is going to take bite. If you're healthy, otherwise you're going to gain a serious wound and a contamination card. Oh no, that's another barf card. We'll put our thing here is lungs. Whenever you pass, lose 1 oxygen. If you already have 0, lose 2 instead. Oh no, we're going to go all the way down to the injured side here. Oh no, that's so bad. And we'll take a contamination card and throw it into our discard pile. With the event card complete, we are going to draw into our super bag of death and destruction here. And we have found we got the blank token again. So I'm just going to add 2 random adult tokens to the bag. I can't believe this. All right, there are tokens galore in that bag. And there is 1 more guy here. He did not move. He could either go 1, 2 that way or 1, 2 that way. Let's send him that way just for fun. That'll be awesome. I think they move towards the room with the highest number. So they're going to move over to 14 because 14 is a higher number to get to that one. At this point, we're going to change the starting player over to here. And we are going to draw up our action cards. He gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There shouldn't be any contamination cards in here. Tactical retreat, which would be fantastic. Fast, secure, pyrotechnics, rest, and search. Oh, those are all good. She gets 5 as well. She is going to keep this card and go 1, 2, and then she's going to draw some more. I could have chose to discard that, but I did not. We're going to draw up 3 more cards for her. She is suffocating. She needs oxygen bad. Pink medic needs health badly, and we are going to move. That's right, we're getting out of here. We're going to move with this. I'm going to use my tactical retreat card, which is going to spend half of my ammo, bringing my ammo almost to nothing. I've got basically a broken gun and a half full shotgun. We're going to move into an empty corridor, which is through an empty corridor to that room right there. So we're going to draw and resolve an exploration card. Let's see what we have found. We have found place room A, B, or C, depending on the section in the room. And it's on fire, so that's awesome. And it's a dead end. Oh my gosh, it's a dead end. Okay, Draw A, B, or C. We're going to draw our A card. We have found the life support control room. Okay, well, at least that's half the battle here. We did find the life support control. We're stuck up here in the top. It, of course, is on fire, which is awesome. Discard a fire token from any room in the facility. Great. We might have to do that. Here is our fire token right there. Okay. Oh, boy. Then on entrance, I have to make a noise roll, and I do have to put a noise token into this place here, and I'm going to draw. Now, I don't, of course, place this because it would be going off in that direction. We'll roll our noise, see what we have. We have found a number 2, which is not going to activate this, which is fantastic. That's the end. I think that's good. And actually, it's a lot better than I'm hoping. There is a military item here, so I can search for military items. Of course, it's on fire, so I need to try to figure out how to put out that fire. Lucky for me, I do have a pyrotechnics card where I can discard a fire token. So I'm going to discard this fire token. They do work pretty well together, being able to clear fire and disable tokens and things like this. I'm really digging this guy. And she's been really good with that card that allows her to give him more actions, which is pretty neat. Okay. That's all he can do. She is going to activate the controls here. Oh, it's about time. We're going to use a rest card and a demolition card to activate the room. We're going to activate this room right here, life support control A, flip this to the oxygen side. So now there is oxygen in section A, which is fantastic. And because of that, I am going to discard this. Next time you lose oxygen, you die. Discard this token when you gain oxygen or end your turn in a section with oxygen. So I'm going to discard that token. We've ended our turn in a section with oxygen. We haven't ended our turn yet. I still got one more action I can do. And that's going to be the trade action. We're going to use the trade action. I'm going to use my chain of command card. I don't think I have a search in here, do I? No, I don't, do I? Oh, that makes me sad. No, I'm not going to do the trade action. I lied. I am going to do, let's see here. Oh, I'm going to do field surgery. Discard a card to discard a serious wound card from a character of your choice in a room. Then discard this to gain a contamination card. We're just going to discard that and this chain of command card to discard our severe injury from our mechanic. He needs to get rid of this. Our combat engineer needs to be at full power here. That's not going to happen. Moving over here, he is going to search. He's going to play his search card to draw a medical supply and a military card and see what we have found. Oh, the military card is the big one. We have found heavy oxygen tank, 1 use only. Heavy gets 7 oxygen. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Ammo, use one time. You may use this item for free immediately after gaining it. Gain 1 ammo. Oh no, these are both exactly what I need. I need both of those right now. I need them both right now. I need them both right now. Oh, and I can't take them both. I have 6 oxygen right here, and the oxygen is on. So I could use the bullets because I only have 1 bullet and I don't have a way of getting back to the bullets. And there's going to be a lot of enemies coming. I'm going to discard. Oh, that oxygen is so tempting. That oxygen is so tempting. But instead, I am going to use this. But I could load my gun if I want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to take the ammo as a chip there. And that's going to be it. I'm going to discard this. For his second action, he is going to rest to give oxygen. We're going to use one of these. We're going to give this oxygen to our medic. Our medic's going to grab 3 oxygen and go back to 3, which should help a little bit. That's the 2 actions for him. He's going to go. He doesn't do anything. He does not lose oxygen in this place. Oh, so good. Does not lose oxygen. Okay, that's the end of his turn. Moving back over to our combat specialist, or our medic. She's going to use combat drugs. Why do I hold on to this card? I can't do it. I can't even do this. Okay. Oh, that was boo. I can't do this. I'm going to, okay. Instead of him using that, he's going to trade. He's going to trade that and this over to her. She's not going to gain the 3 oxygen. She's going to stay at almost suffocating, but she's going to have both of those tokens. This way she can use this card to be able to use this token to give him 3 cards. That's going to be the plan. All right, I got a good plan here. And I lied. I'm not going to give this oxygen to her. He's just going to trade this token to her. That's all he's going to do. Then she's going to now play that card to allow him to draw 3 cards. 1 right here. This will be good. Chain of command, fantastic. And he gets 1 more card because he can draw up to 3. He's going to get one more card. Here we go. He got this one. Tactical Retreat. That's awesome. Now, for his actions, he is going to use Chain of Command and Tactical Retreat to use both of these. He's going to use both of these to give himself 3 oxygen, bringing his oxygen up to 3. And then I'm going to give 3 oxygen over to our medic. She's going to gain 3 oxygen as well. So both my characters now have 3 oxygen. Okay, we're kind of redeploying ourselves here. Get ourselves ready to go. I'm going to use my second, no, there are 2 actions. The medic is now passing. He's going to use this card to place 2 secure tokens in that area, and then I'm going to pass as well. So my characters have all passed. One thing I forgot to do at the end of the last turn is move this down to 5, but we're going to be passing and moving into the intruder step. There's no burning or attacking intruders this turn. So we'll move right to the event steps. We'll draw our next event card and read it. It says leaving the shell. No moves. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Kind of. I was kind of hoping these would move into here so I could shoot them, but that's okay. This one says each character with an infected larva gains a contamination card. Oh, that's terrible. So I do have a larva on my engineer, so he gains a contamination card. Then it says here, discard all action cards and reshuffle their deck. Then resolve the escalation procedure, or in each character, other characters draw 4 cards and resolve an infection procedure, then discard all cards. Then reshuffle the event deck. Okay, so I have to perform the ecolution procedure. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is devastating. This is absolutely terrible. This is the worst card I could have drawn. Every time I draw one, I think it's the worst card, but this one is bad. I have to take this deck and shuffle it into here. My discard pile then goes back into my deck. Now, normally you don't. Normally you just draw 4 cards, and if any of them are contamination cards, you lose. But because of this card, it does say that I'm going to reshuffle their deck. So I do have to reshuffle this deck. So we're going to pick up these cards. We're going to give this a good old truffle shuffle here and get it all set to go. I am then going to draw the top 4 cards off this deck. If any of them are contamination cards, my character is dead. Just dies. Just straight up dies. All right, we'll start with our first card here. We have found Fast Secure. Our second card is going to be, oh no, there's a contamination card. Oh, he just died. Just super dead. And if that wasn't bad enough, a alien bursts out of his chest, and here he is. Oh my gosh, this guy's in here. He's gonna kill this person so fast. Now this character has to perform the the infection procedure. I don't even know if it's worth it. She has to draw 4 cards. This one, I do not shuffle the deck. I just draw 4 cards. So 1, 2, and then we got 3 here and 4. And we are going to scan any of the contamination cards to see if she is infected. So we're going to take our red revealer. We're going to stick our card into it and look for infected anywhere on that card. It's going to be really hard to see in this on this camera, but I see infusa, agua viva, bainistis, and none of these say infected. So we are okay with that. I do get to discard this card, I believe. That is the end of this. And then I shuffle the event deck. But before I do, I am going to call this a win for the intruders because I have a broken gun. I can't attack. I don't have any bullets. I have 3 oxygen. Good news, the oxygen is on, so I'm not going to die of oxygen. That's fantastic. The problem is I'm going to die of all of these intruders. If I ever wanted to try to get out of this, I can't go that way. I would have to come through these intruders without a gun, mind you, because first I'd have to destroy this guy, then hopefully find a gun. Now, did I find a gun? Nope, I found an exploring drone. That ain't going to help. Which would have been the only thing I could have found with potentially a search card if I even got one. Then this thing, if I even tried to run, I would have to run into this room. He would take an attack against me. When I made it here, then I would have to either run this way or run this way, and then all of these make an attack, and then any person I move through in a corridor gets to make an attack up to, I think it's 3 enemies get to make attacks on you. So this one would attack me. This guy would jump on me. I'd have a larva on me, probably blow up, and who knows? These guys probably all might come down through here. So the score 1 for the intruders. This one was a win for the intruders. I did get one of my objectives complete. I did not get this one. The robot must reach the reactor room. Oh man, what a game. I am so impressed with this game. I can hardly wait to get this back to the table. There are going to be way more playthroughs of this. I'm going to be doing at least the 2 other factions, and then I might even go into the untold stories as well, because there is so much to do in this game. Oh, this game can just turn so fast. Oh, this is so fun. I absolutely adore Nemesis, and and every iteration that has happened. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more Nemesis content comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from anyone. Of course, if there were any rules errors, I would also like those put into the description as well, so that I can make sure that people watching this can learn from the mistakes that not only I made, but you also found as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please join the Patreon. The link to that is in the description of this video. Those that have joined the Patreon are shown here on the screen. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world to me. Those that are part of the Patreon get some special perks. One is they do get to watch these playthroughs usually about a day or two ahead of time without commercial interruptions. On top of that, they do get a chance to influence the games that we play. These two particular characters, our combat engineer and our medical officer, were both selected by our Patreons. I put a poll into the Patreon and these two got the highest votes. So if you're interested in influencing the next couple playthroughs of Nemesis, please join the Patreon so you can also help us choose who are going to play in those games. I can't speak enough good things about this iteration of Nemesis. I had a blast and I didn't even get out of the A area. I didn't even get out of Section A. I barely moved into Section B. The shelter is the only Section B place we went. Oh my gosh, this was so fun. I can hardly wait to come back to this. Now, of course, I do want to give a thank you to Awakened Realms. This is a review copy that they sent me, though of course I did pledge for this on my own as well, and a copy of that will be coming at some time. So those that are wondering how I am able to play this and if shipping is being done, it is not. This is a review copy that was sent to me. If you're interested in seeing some other great playthroughs, Dicing with Death have done a fantastic job showing off Nemesis Retaliation. Please go check out their channel. The link to that is in the description of this video as well. Thank you all for watching, and if you're excited to see more Nemesis action or anything else that Colin and I have coming up, then I need you to meet me at the table.